Hello, this is Dr. Victoria Skirbo speaking to you from the Seeds of Transformation Healing Center in Wareham, Massachusetts. And I'm going to do something that I've been a little reticent about getting into. I've been doing some card readings that people have enjoyed. So I thought I would do a new moon card reading, new moon in Virgo card reading on the President of the United States, Donald Trump. I really don't know if I want to get into the black hole that this can, following Trump can lead to. But I thought perhaps we could use a little perspective, and so I decided to do a Celtic Cross using the Rider-Waite deck for Donald Trump, which will be following this little introduction. So I hope you enjoy it. Leave your comments below. We're in this together, and we need to figure out a way to navigate these very, very tricky waters that we're in. So I'll be back with the reading. Okay, so these are the cards for the new moon in Virgo, and how it will, this lunation cycle, what we can expect during this lunation cycle for the President of the United States, Donald Trump. So this is his present situation, and we have somebody who is on top of some sort of rise here, and there are all these wands coming at him. This is the Seven of Wands. This is somebody who is up against it. And yet, even though he has all these people coming at him, and all these wands are ideas, thoughts, okay, everything coming at him, he still has the upper ground. He still has the capacity to see what's coming. He's still sort of standing his ground. So as the new moon, this lunation cycle begins, we have him standing his ground. Now, he has the ability to see what's coming, and he certainly has that capacity and ability as the president. Plus, he knows what he's done. So we're not really sure what's going on quite yet. The crossing card is the Five of Swords, and the Five of Swords is this is the challenge. And the Five of Swords is a very challenging. The challenge is very challenging. It's a challenging card. Five of Swords deals with cruelty, mental cruelty, actions against a weaker foe, taking advantage of people's weaknesses. This is like one of those people who, when you're a kid, and there's always that one kid that's, will win at any cost and loses all his friends because of it. And so I feel like that's a challenge. I feel like he's won, but at what cost here? This can also be gossip and unkind words, and because it's swords, it can be his mental state, right? And so spiritually, he feels like he has the higher ground, but mentally, he's under an awful lot of stress. And I feel as though this could be what he has done over his lifetime. So he's sort of looking at, he's trying to take the moral high ground, but the challenge is the actions that he has taken in his life that haven't been above board and have been cruel and such. And this particular card on the Tree of Life is connected to the Sephiroth of Geburah, and Geburah is about karma. And so it's as if karma is coming to bite him in the butt, I guess, or certainly coming to visit. Okay, at the root of this is the card of love. All right, let's continue. This is the past. We have the Queen of Cups. And the Queen of Cups is a sense of comfort, a sense of nurturance, a sense of feeling wanted. And I feel as though this Queen of Cups has more to do with his base, the people that love him no matter what. And I feel as though he kind of does stuff for the base because he wants them to continue to love him. And they will continue to love him. There is almost nothing he can do. Even, shooting somebody on Fifth Avenue, which, he might try to do to prove to himself that he was right. I don't know. But that's where so that's in the past, and he sort of thrives on that adulation that he has gotten from his base. And so at this point, with this card, the Two of Cups, at the bottom of the deck, I think he's wondering, where's the love? Where's the love coming from? That's the core. It's like, who's going to love him now? With all this stuff coming down, who's going to love him? Okay, I have a thought about that, and we'll talk about that as we go. This is in the sky, and the sky card really for me is messages from spirit. Some people see it as the best, the best thing he could do, and we have the Fool here, and I feel as though the Fool here is about moving on. It's time to move on. He really is a Fool energy. The Fool card is associated with Uranus. Uranus is the great disruptor. In his natal chart, he has the Sun conjunct the North Node, conjunct Uranus up in that 10th house. To a certain extent, he has come in to shake things up and shake it up in a big way, where it's very evident. And because he's the President of the United States, and he really is a creation, in a way, of the United States, with this crazy capitalism and dog eat dog and greed is good and all the things that the modern, perhaps, America, or maybe not so modern. I mean, we did take all the land away from the Indians, and that was greed. And once there was gold, then everybody lost their mind. So these are things that he symbolizes those things for us. And so we can't deny that he is part and parcel to who this country is, whether we want to see it or not. There is a sort of uncovering of the shadow of America. America will be having its Pluto return in 2022. And, we have to see the underside of things. And America has Pluto in Capricorn. And that can be abuse of power. So we have to see where we have abused our power. And he's a representation of that for us. So to a certain extent, this card can mean, job well done, Donald. You have, fulfilled your purpose here. And now perhaps it's time to move on to another shore, so to speak. All right, this is his immediate environment. I mean, not his immediate environment. This is his. This is pretty much the next month for him. And we have the Page of Swords, and the Page of Swords deals with gossip. The Page of Swords deals with having to watch your back. This is paranoid. There's a spy. This could be his obsession with the person who did the op-ed in the New York Times. One of his people, right? Speaking, utilizing their First Amendment rights as it was. How dare they? So he's feeling put upon. He's feeling like he can't trust anybody. He feels like he has to watch his back. He is not on firm footing. This page has 1 foot firm and 1 foot not. And it's almost as if the sword is a little too big for him to handle. And we can see that his hair is blowing in the wind. So there is this sense of the winds of change coming through. This is how others see, people from the outside are seeing him. And here we have the King of Swords. Now, people could see him as the King of Swords, somebody who makes a decision. Whether it's sage or not, it's hard to say. Generally, this king is wise. This king is fair. But this king can also be cruel. So there are some people who see him as being cruel and wielding his sword. But there's a maturity to the kings that I don't believe he possesses. Okay, he's more like the page, if anything, and perhaps the knight. So I feel that this is the Mueller investigation. Oftentimes, the King of Swords is police or justice, people who work, lawyers and such. So I feel like this is Mueller, and I feel as though this is talking about, Mueller is sort of pressing in on him, and that's what people are seeing. And it's creating a lot of this mental anguish. Okay, the domestic situation, so this is going to be the situation in the White House, seeing as that's where he lives. We have the Knight of Swords, and so this is havoc. This is somebody who acts before they think. They rush into situations without any forethought and end up creating more havoc. We have a lot of swords here. And so I feel as though he feels like he's being attacked. He feels like he can't trust anybody. And so he is going to strike back. But in striking back, he creates more havoc and more karma. In numerology or in the Kabbalah, this card is connected with the vibration of 53-8. And 8 as a base number is always about karma. And so he's creating a lot of karma for himself. His hopes and fears. He's unhappy. He's unhappy. He wants to be happy again. He wants to feel loved. He wants the love back. And his mind really is his love comes from a hole in his heart. The need for love comes from a hole in his heart. I mean, a lot of people are like that. He's not the only person that happens to. But to really feel love, you have to open up. You have to be equal to the person that you're getting love from. And it's hard to find an equal when you feel so superior to other people, but it's based on a deep sense of inferiority. So this is something that's very, very challenging. I'm sure he's had points in his life where maybe he felt that, but that's a hard one for somebody like Donald Trump. And this is the outcome card, and we have the Hermit. And so the Hermit is a card of self-evaluation. It's connected with the sign of Virgo, interestingly enough. So this new moon in Virgo, which incidentally falls in his first house of who he is. Virgo is about fixing what is broken. And so this could mean a number of things. It's possible that he goes in on himself and does some self-examination. It's really difficult for somebody who has narcissistic tendencies to do that, because it's never their responsibility or their fault. It's always something from the outside. There's always a reason from the outside. And so I would like to think that he could do that, and I would pray that he could do that. But I feel more that this card is probably indicative of him sort of isolating himself further, hermiting himself further, and only looking at the light that's right in front of him. And so he starts the month off on sort of like on higher ground, but ends up isolated. So I feel like there's an isolation for him. And then I want to just look at the bottom of the deck, sort of like what's being hidden. And we have the Two of Wands. And this is truly Donald Trump at his, I guess, the thing that he's best at. And that's looking for other opportunities throughout the world. And so he's looking to not the United States, because that's where he's standing, but he's looking out into the world for help. And so, I mean, I guess this could be Russia, but he's just looking for other opportunities. If he's nothing, he doesn't give up, and he's an opportunist from the word go. So it'll be interesting to see. But this is under the deck. This is at the bottom of the deck, so it's a little bit hidden. So we need to keep our eyes open for that as well. All right, so that is the new moon for Donald Trump. You know, I feel kind of bad for him. I don't agree with almost anything he does. I was not happy to see him become president. It was very traumatic for me. I lived in the New York, New Jersey area most of my life, or at least the first half of my life. And so I knew the type of energy that this man had, and I never watched The Apprentice, so I wasn't lulled into the sense that he was, you know, a great business person. I wasn't really connected to that, and so I was not brainwashed, but it's certainly easy enough to do that. And especially for people who have no power, or feel like they have no power, to see somebody wielding that kind of power and getting off the Trump helicopter and walking into Trump Tower and coming down. I mean, it's exciting. It's nice to have somebody to believe in. And, you know, he does have a certain amount of boyish charm, but that is seems to be degenerating. His mental state is very, very degenerated. And who wouldn't be with the type of pressure that he's under? You know, in the real estate business, he was used to getting away with all kinds of stuff, but you can't do that as president. There are rules, we'll call it the rule of law, right? That, you know, it's sort of the Wild West when it comes to real estate, but that's not true. So it's an interesting reading, and you know, he wants to be loved, and having somebody this angry, betrayed, reactive, as the ruler of the free world, we'll call it, I guess, or one of the most powerful people in the world, it's not safe for anybody. And so if I was going to suggest anything, is if he's looking for love, then I think we need to send him love. We don't have to like him. We don't have to love him. But he's a human being, and he's here to show us something, as Spirit is showing us. He's here to wake us up. And so let's send him some compassion if we can, and help him move through this without causing real bigger problems for the world. Okay? All right. Well, I hope you enjoyed this, and let me know in the comments below. Just don't, I don't want trolls, thank you, I'm sorry, I can't. Let me know if you find this helpful, really. That's really all I kind of want to know. And so if you need to contact me, you can reach me at my website, seedstransformation.com. As always, I will see you again soon. Bye.